All right, welcome back inside Rebel Arena. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but that's probably all right anyway because you would have just missed the last 8 minutes of both teams warming up. But we're back now live, and we are about ready to get to the starting lineups of this game between the Tulsa Rebels and the Van Bulldogs. Again, this is Justin Prince. I'm joined by Autumn Block. She's going to be my color commentator. Alyssa Ramsbottom is running the camera for us, and Caleb Walker is running our video board plus a sideline camera to bring you all some highlights later in the week.
And the Tulsa Rebels. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem, followed by the starting lineups from both teams. And now the starting lineup. First for the Van Bulldogs will come in directly as 0-3. Number 2, Caleb Booth. Number 5, Sean Booth. Number 12, Brady Rowe. Number 20, Jesse Blankenship. And number 22, Brady Green. Head coach of the Bulldogs is Dave Backus. For your Tulsa Rebels. Before we get started, by WBSSA city rules, you cannot be in the front row. If you're in the front row, on the front row, we need you to move back, please. WBSSA.
So there's your starting lineup for the Tulsa Rebels. Jesse Muncie, the junior, taking a back seat, so 5 of the seniors can start tonight. I believe this is the first time in Jesse's career that he hasn't started. Probably be the last, since he'll be a senior next year and won't have to sit out on senior night. But we are about ready to get underway here in Rebel Arena. The Van Bulldogs will start off with the ball. If you haven't watched a game yet, there is no jump ball in West Virginia basketball anymore due to COVID-19. I don't really understand that, but that's the way it is. So here we go, we're underway, and Van looks to move the ball around the three-point line. The Bulldogs working it around slow and methodically. That's the style they're going to play. They're going to really try to slow this game down. They do not want to get into a running match with the Rebels. Autumn Block.
They do not.
Ball batted around and out of bounds. Going to be Tulsa basketball. And Gavin Meadows will trigger the point for the Rebels. Meadows over to Johnson. Johnson to Cantrell in the corner. Back to Johnson, back to Meadows. Meadows inside the tray, outside for a 3 by Austin Salmons. No good, too strong. Van gets the rebound. Bulldogs back the other way. Thought about a 3, decided not to. Hits a man cutting inside, and he gets caught and called for a walk. Meadows running the point again for the Rebels. Over to Salmons. Salmons over to Cantrell. Back to Salmons. Over to Meadows. Over to Johnson in the corner. Johnson drives, attacks, shoots the floater. No good. Trey Brumfield gets the rebound, puts it back up. He can't get the second look to go, and Van is off and running. And the Bulldogs will take an early lead. Sean Booth with the basket for the Bulldogs. Van drives, kicks to the corner, 3 on the way, no good, too hard, rebound, fought for, batted out of bounds. And it will stay, no, it'll go to the Rebels. Van Bulldogs lead 2-0 with 6:19 to go here in the first quarter. Meadows bringing the ball up for the Rebels. Trying to go in the middle to Trey, ball batted away, they get it over to Brumfield anyway. Brumfield says stop, pop, shoots the 15-footer from the foul line. That's too hard, and there's going to be a walk right there on the Bulldogs. Tulsa will get the ball back. Levi Watts, the 6th senior for this team, checks in for Trey Brumfield. Tyler Johnson will trigger the inbounds. Johnson gets it into Meadows. Meadows over to Watts. Back to Meadows, in the middle to Salmons. Salmons over to Johnson in the corner. Johnson's 3's up, no good. Cantrell had a rebound and then had it batted away. It'll stay Tulsa basketball. Johnson into a wide open Cantrell for 3. That's also no good. And Tolsia can't seem to find the mark here in the early going. Maybe it's a little bit of jitters on senior night autumn block. Booth drives for the Bulldogs, kicks it to the corner. Ball batted away by Salmons, collected by Meadows. Tolsia on the run, up to Watts. Watts can't handle the pass, out of bounds, turnover Rebels. Van will get the ball with 5:31 to play, still leading Tolsia 2-0. And this is not a very good start if you're Todd Maynard. This is a Van team that was absolutely hammered their last time out by Tug Valley, 102 to 30 something. And they're showing a lot of fight here tonight in the early going. Nice pass, and that's going to be good for a layup. Tolsia, Johnson to Meadows. In the corner to Watts. Watts thought about a 3, decided not to, takes it on the drive and gets the and one, and that was a very nice take by Levi Watts, who hasn't played a whole lot so far this season, but you couldn't tell it with that take right there, could you, Autumn?
You could, and that was a good finish.
Great finish through contact. He'll go to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point play to try to cut this Bulldog lead to 1. It's up and in and out, no good. Van gets the rebound. Bulldogs walking it up. Booth triggering the point, has it poked away by Johnson, but gathers it back. Ball inside to Booth. Booth working against Johnson. Johnson going to get called for being a little too physical. But that's going to be on the floor. Van will take it out with Jesse Blankenship triggering the inbound. Kalen Booth has the ball taken away by Rob Cantrell. Cantrell drives over to Salmons for the 3, in and out, no good. Watts got the offensive rebound and then has it swatted into the cheerleading section by Kalen Booth. And Kalen Booth has one of the better looking mullets you'll see in any high school basketball game.
You know, Prince, I really like his hair.
Cantrell had an open 3, passed it up to Johnson, over to Levi. Levi over to Salmons, inside to Meadows. Meadows back outside. Johnson will take the open 3, and it's good. And that gives the Rebels their first lead of the ball game, 5-4 with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. Booth passes over to Green. Green nearly loses it, but gets it back to Booth. Around the green screen, Booth on the attack, drives in on Johnson, no good. Rebound by Meadows. Meadows will take the point himself, up to Cantrell. Cantrell in the corner to Watts. Watts on another take, kicks it back out to Meadows. Meadows to Salmons. Salmons trying to force it inside to Watts, and that ball's thrown away and stolen by Booth. Green drives on Salmons. Turnaround jumper is rejected by Austin Salmons. He says, get that out of here. The other Booth on the drive, his shot up, in and around, no good. And Meadows will bring the ball up for the Rebels. Meadows over to Johnson. Johnson on the drive, and that's going to be a charge. And that is now 2 personal fouls already on Tyler Johnson. Coach Maynard will have to get Jesse Muncie into the game right here for Johnson.
Stepping into the Rebels, number 23 for the personal foul, Jesse Muncie.
Booth brings it up for the Bulldogs. Looking for Green as he's cut, no good. Stolen away by Levi Watts. Nice defensive play. Watts is going to take it all the way. He gets another and one, his second of the night. And again, Levi Watts has not played a lot, but right now he has provided the Rebels with pretty much their only spark of the ball game, and he'll go to the line for his second attempt at a 3-point play. And he finishes this one and gives Tolsia an 8-4 lead. Booth brings it up. Long pass out to the other Booth. Kalen on the drive. Layup no good. Meadows with the rebound. Meadows, stop and pop, in and out, no good. Cantrell can't gather the rebound, and Green collects it for the Bulldogs. Booth around the Green screen, looking for him on the pick and roll, wasn't open. Tulsa did a good job of denying that. Green gets the ball back, he'll shoot a three. That doesn't draw anything at all on him, and Jesse Muncie is fouled trying to bring the ball up the floor for the Rebels. So it's been a kind of chaotic first quarter, Autumn Block. What do you see so far that you think that Tulsa needs to do to really kind of settle into this ball game?
Well, none of their shots are falling right now. I think they need to drive and get their groove in. And Levi's really killing it, actually. He's doing everything right.
Meadows over to Cantrell. Cantrell to Muncie. Back over to Meadows. Back to Cantrell. Back to Muncie. They're just playing a little three-man game on the line right now. Over to Meadows. Meadows thought about a three. Kicks it to Watts. Watts says, "I'll take that." No good. But off a Bulldogs player out of bounds. Tulsa will retain possession. Cantrell, open three, passes it up to give the ball to Muncie. Back over to Cantrell, back over to Watts, back over to Meadows. Watts will shoot another three. That one's a little short again. So his 2 3-point attempts have not fallen, but Booth will bring it up for the Bulldogs. Blankenship to Green. Back to Blankenship. Blankenship, tough shot, can't get it to go. Watts with the rebound, and Meadows now will bring it up for the Rebels. Meadows on the attack, and he's going to get fouled as he goes to the basket, but that's going to be before the shot on the floor, so the Rebels will take it out under the basket. Jesse Muncie triggering the inbounds. Gets the ball to a wide open Salmons, and Salmons pump fake there. Probably should have just went up with it, but he does draw a foul, and he'll go to the foul line to shoot 2.
At the line for the Rebels, shooting 2 shots, Austin fouled.
Salmon's first shot is up and good. Rebels have a 9-4 lead with 1:24 to go here in the first. Salmon's second is up and also good. Booth trapped by Muncie and Cantrell, but gets it out to the other Booth, and he's going to be fouled by Levi Watts.
Foul number 30 of Tulsa, Levi Watts, his first, team third.
Green gets it into Booth. Booth drives on the attack. Nothing there. Lane taken away by Cantrell. Gets the pass inside. Jesse Muncie thought he had a piece of that, but instead he's going to be called for the foul. And Autumn, you're shaking your head. You don't think that was a foul?
I didn't really see that much contact with it. Might have been a body foul, though.
I was with you. I thought it looked like a pretty clean block myself, but instead it's going to be 2 free throws for the Bulldogs. Booth a little short on his first attempt. Short on his second as well. Green gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. 10-6 Tulsa lead with 1:03 left. Muncie brings it down for the Rebels. He hasn't taken a shot yet. Over to Meadows, back to Muncie, over to Watts inside, gets it to Salmons. Salmons drives, tough shot, gets it to go. Should get an extra point for difficulty. Tulsa putting a little bit of pressure on the Bulldogs now. Let's see how Van handles this. Right now, Booth is a one-man press breaker. Gets it to Kalen Booth in the corner. Back out to Green, back inside the Booth, and he's going to get an easy 2 points. And then Tulsa just throws it away. So 31 seconds here to go in this opening quarter. It's 12-8, your Rebels with the lead, but this has not been the cleanest first quarter of the season for the Rebels. Tulsa tries to get it up the court fast, can't, but going to be another throwaway. And Tulsa is just out of all kinds of sorts here early. And Coach Maynard's going to have to use the end of this first quarter to kind of gather his guys and get them under control. Van walking it up the floor slow. Green screen. Tried to get the ball back to Green. It was batted away and stolen by Levi Watts. He's going to take it all the way himself, it looks like, and he comes up just short on his layup attempt, and that is how the quarter will end, with your Tulsa leading 12-8 after 1.
It looked like Jesse tackled Levi down there.
Yeah, Levi went down hard there, and again, you know, this is not exactly the start that Tulsa wanted to have. Just been a little sloppy, and like you said, Autumn, earlier, had some open looks and they just couldn't get the fall. This is a good shooting basketball team. You don't expect those shots to continue to miss.
Really, about what I said earlier is they need to get in there and they need to drive. They need to get their points up 8-12. I really expected a little bit more.
Yeah, this is a fast-paced, high-scoring Rebel offense that has scored 73 points in back-to-back games, and right now only 12 through the first quarter. But I like your point that they really need to start attacking the basket. The outside shot's not falling. Get it in the lane, get some easy layups in.
Back in for the Rebels, number 20, Tyler Johnson.
Autumn Block, Miss Muncie, is saying she'll give you bonus points if you can work in a Julius Caesar reference. So at some point, I think you're going to have to do it.
I got an idea for it.
Okay. Meadows gets it into Cantrell. Cantrell over to Muncie in the corner. Muncie back to Cantrell, back to Meadows, over to Johnson. Johnson playing with 2 fouls. Meadows for 3. That's too hard, no good, and Van gets the rebound. Booth will go up the floor for Van. He shoots a 3. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound by Cantrell, and Cantrell and the Rebels are off and running. Meadows over to Muncie in the corner. Nice catch by Jesse Muncie. That kind of knocked him off his mark, maybe even why he missed it 3, but he's going to get another attempt after a nice hustle rebound. He can't get that to go. And Rob Cantrell will get the second chance points for the Rebels. His first bucket of the night, and the Rebels lead 14-8 with 7:11 to go in the second. Green is going to get called for the walk.
You know, right there, it looked like they got the rebound about 26 times. You know, that's about how many times Julius Caesar was stabbed. Told you I had my bad.
That was pretty good. I'll give you that, Autumn. That was a good way to work in that reference. So Miss Muncie, you owe Autumn Block some bonus points. Jesse Muncie in over to Meadows. Back over to Muncie, over to Cantrell, to Johnson in the corner. Back to Cantrell. Not a lot of movement out of this Tulsa offense. They're just kind of passing the ball around the three-point line and taking a shot. There goes another shot from Meadows, and that 3 is good. So Gavin Meadows gets the 3 to go, and Tulsa now is applying a lot of pressure, and Van will take a timeout. So 6:40 to go here in the second quarter. Tulsa up 17-8 on the Bulldogs now. The Tulsa cheerleaders are cheering their first game of the season. State restrictions didn't allow them here for the first 2 games, but the state has loosened things up a little bit, so the cheerleaders have returned to cheer some ball games. And they have a big week themselves coming up, as they will be cheering for a state championship next weekend, next Saturday, at Marshall University as part of the state cheerleading tournament. Van gets the ball in. Tulsa still applying slight pressure now. Booth breaks it all by himself, takes it inside the lane, and that was way too easy. Nice drive and take by Booth. Meadows going to shoot another 3, in and out, no good. Too hard. Back out to Johnson. Johnson will shoot a 3. That's no good. And Van will get a rebound. Van throws it up the court. Long outlet pass leads to a Van three-pointer. In and out, no good. But Booth, with his mullet, gets the rebound and kicks it out to another Bulldog who gets it inside for Green, who makes a nice spin move and finishes. And Meadows now bringing the ball up the floor for the Rebels. Over to Johnson. Johnson to Muncie in the corner. Muncie on the attack. Nice drive and lay-in by Muncie. And that's how you have to do it if you're not getting your layups to fall or your three-pointers to fall. You got to go in and get an easy one. That's what Jesse Muncie does there and extends the Tulsa lead to 7. Van throws it away on the Tulsa press. Meadows, he's going to take it all the way himself. And his layup just won't fall. He gets his own rebound, though.
Meadows looks like he's hurting.
Yeah, he came up a little lame there after that rebound. And Austin Salmons with a nice job on the offensive glass to get the putback to go. And yeah, Gavin Meadows is coming up a little lame after he got that offensive rebound. And, you know, he was talking yesterday in practice that he was having a little problem with his Achilles. It was kind of tight on him, and we hope that it's not an Achilles injury because those are really hard to come back from. Miss Muncie says you have earned your bonus points on him.
Well, I need him, so.
So if you're just joining us here on Glenn Hayes Entertainment, I'm Justin Prince. I'm joined by Autumn Block as my color commentator. Alyssa Ransbottom is running our main camera, and Caleb Walker is on the sidelines bringing you guys some highlight footage. And the Rebels currently lead right now 21-12 with 5:19 to play in the second half after a Van timeout. Muncie nearly gets another steal, and it's going to be out of bounds off him. Van retains possession. Tulsa continuing to apply pressure. Booth able to get it out to Green. Green working on Meadows. He takes it to the basket. Can't get that to finish. Ball out of bounds. And it's going to be Van basketball. Green triggers the inbounds. Gets it into Booth, but Booth has it stolen away by Johnson, who gets it out to Muncie. Muncie, nice run down and fancy finish for Muncie. And the Rebels now lead 23-12, their first double-digit lead of the night. 4:56 to go in the second. Muncie into Meadows. Meadows over to Johnson. Back to Meadows. Over to Muncie. Into Cantrell in the corner. Muncie going to shoot the deep three. That's up and nothing but net. And he has that kind of range. So Van is going to have to extend that zone when he's in the game. Van gets it up to Booth against the Tulsa press. Booth going to drive in, and he can't get his floater to go. Jesse gets a rebound, and there's going to be all kinds of contact there. Foul will go against the Bulldogs.
I don't think his mullet is as good as number 5's or number 2's. My bad. Jalen Booth.
Johnson over to Meadows. Meadows thought about the three, decided not to take it. Johnson also thought about one, doesn't take it, gets it into Salmons. Muncie does. Back out to Johnson. He will take that three, and that's no good. And Gavin Meadows ties it up, forces a jump ball, but the arrow goes with the Bulldogs.
Take you back in for Bulldogs, number 20, Jesse Blankenship.
Van Blankenship will throw it inbounds to Booth. Booth bringing it up the floor all by himself, but he dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds. And the game has kind of shifted ever since Tulsa went to that press Autumn block. Van's just having a lot of trouble handling it. Muncie over to Meadows, over to Johnson. Johnson inside to Cantrell. Cantrell back up front to Meadows. Thought about the three, drives in, gives it off to Salmons, back to Meadows. Good little ball movement there. It leads to an easy Meadows layup. Tolsia now up 28-12. Again, pressure by the Rebels, and it's going to be a throwaway by Van, but Blankenship makes a nice hustle to tap it out and keep possession for the Bulldogs. And a nice little floater there cuts the Tolsia lead to 14. Tough pass by Johnson, almost threaded that needle. Muncie, on the floater. He gets that to fall, and now Tolsia back up by 16 with 3:15 to go here in the second. Johnson bringing pressure. Ball to Booth. Booth going to drive, take it all the way himself, and that was a tough layup, but he got it to go. Muncie down to Cantrell. Cantrell stuck underneath the basket, has to kick it back out to Muncie. Muncie trying to shake free of his man. He brings it back out front to Meadows. Meadows over to Johnson. Johnson back to Meadows. Meadows will take the three. It's up and in and out, no good. And Gavin Meadows has been close on a couple of those threes and just can't get him to fall.
If they would have looked, Rob Cantrell was wide open under the basket down there.
Maybe missed the easy one there, Autumn, as Van slows things down. A lot of contact there, and that's going to be an offensive foul against Booth. Tolsia basketball.
Sean Booth. His second, team second. Back into the Rebels for 32. Trey Brumfield.
Trey Brumfield re-enters the game for the Tolsia Rebels. Gavin inbounds to Muncie. Muncie will also walk it up. Into Brumfield. Brumfield just can't handle the basketball, but it's going to be Tolsia basketball anyway after Booth knocked it out of bounds. Tolsia is now in the bonus, so the next Van Bulldogs foul will send the Rebels to the line for a 1-and-1. Inside to Brumfield. Brumfield goes up with it and draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to try to get his first points of the season. The senior readies. Shoots. Too strong. No good.
And for the Rebels, number 1, Stephen Ward, and number 22, Anthony Lovins for the first time.
Brumfield will get a second attempt. Shot up, and that one falls for Brumfield. That's the senior's first points tonight and his first points on the year, and Tolsia leads 31-16. 2:11 to go here in the second quarter. Booth tries to drive. Fans on the home side wanted to walk, but instead they're going to get a reaching foul on Meadows. Just Tulsa's 5th foul, so no foul shots for the Bulldogs. Stolen by Meadows. Nice play there by Gavin. Gavin going to take it, give it to Muncie. Nice pass. Muncie can't finish, and Cantrell, Stephen Ward can't get the second chance to go. Booth goes all the way, basically uncontested. And after a couple offensive rebounds, Meadows collects it for the Rebels. Jesse on the drive, and after missing the easy one last time down, the degree of difficulty goes way up, and he gets the and one in the finish. And that's just kind of what Jesse Muncie does. He's not going to hang his head over a missed shot. He will come back at you, attack, Autumn Block.
It's a good thing about him there.
And he gets the and one to go. And Tolsia now leads 34-16 with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go here in the half. Levi Watts has checked back in for the Rebels. Van slowly brings it up as Tolsia is taking back their pressure. Booth on the drive against Muncie. Kicks it out to the other Booth, who sinks a nice looking three from the corner. And Muncie will bring it down for the Rebels. Over to Anthony Lovins. That's his first appearance of the ball game. And Muncie, another deep three, in and out, no good. And Blankenship will gather it for the Bulldogs. Booth and the Bulldogs walk it up. Booth attacks, gets around Brumfield, and lays it in for an easy basket. Over to Lovins in the corner. Back out to Muncie. Muncie trying to get it inside to Brumfield. Does not. Gets it over to Anthony Lovins, who's a pretty good shooter off the bench, but can't get that one to fall. And Booth gets a rebound for the Bulldogs. Van again on the offensive attack outside the green for an open three. That's too hard, no good. Muncie with a rebound, and Muncie is out of control. Somehow manages to keep his dribble, gets it to Brumfield, who gets it over to Lovins, who nearly has it taken away, and then dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. So that effort by Muncie to keep that possession alive was all for naught. And Van looks like they could play for the last shot of the half as the seconds run down under 10. Booth working against Muncie. A lot of contact there. That bump's going to go against Jesse Muncie. His first foul. Team 6 with 6.6 seconds left. 6.6 seconds to go. Bulldogs with the basketball. Booth on the attack, and that's going to be a charge this time. And those two have kind of been going at each other all game long, Autumn.
Jesse's not one to get angry, so I don't think it would lead to anything.
So now the Rebels have a shot at potentially the last shot of the ball game with 4.1 seconds to go in the half. Muncie lets the ball bounce to save clock. He catches, he's going to pull up from the white line. That's deep, no good. And we'll go to the half with Tolsia up 34-21. And I'm sure Coach Todd Maynard will have a lot to say in that locker room. Normally when you have a 34-21 lead, you'd be pretty happy, but Tolsia expected to kind of come out and put this one away early in this game so he could get some of those younger guys some more playing time before heading against Tug Valley next week. So Autumn Block, what do you make of that first half between the Bulldogs and the Rebels?
It's a little bit less of a shooting match than I thought it would be. Van came out here and they haven't really made many threes, but Tulsa really hasn't either. And usually they're all for them. They're swishing them. They're taking every open one they have. So really, it's just a little bit different ball game than what I'm used to seeing with these Tulsa boys.
And I have to give a lot of credit to the Bulldogs. You know, they're a young team, lost a lot off their team last year, and they've taken some beatings here in the early going of the season. You know, recently Tug Valley beat them by nearly 70 points, but they came out here tonight and they played with a lot of heart and a lot of energy, and they've hung with the Rebels so far for the first half. Now we'll take a look at the Tulsa cheerleaders as they gave you a little preview of what they're going to be bringing to the state tournament this weekend as they go for their 13th state cheerleading championship. Quite a performance for the cheerleaders. Again, they will be going to the state tournament next Saturday, looking for their 13th state championship in school history, and we sure wish them all the luck in the world. We would like to be able to live stream that for you, but the WV SSAC does not allow any of the state tournaments to be live streamed by anybody other than themselves. So, like you, we'll be having to wait for the results with bated breath. So the Rebels don't spend much time in the locker room. They're already back out here looking to get some shots up. Probably not a bad idea, as they just couldn't get a lot to fall in that first half. So we got about 90 seconds before we get back to second half action here from Rebel Arena. If you are just joining us or rejoining us, I am Justin Prince alongside Autumn Block and Alyssa Ransbottom on the camera, bringing you guys this live stream. These are both students of mine in my broadcasting class, and then we also have Caleb Walker, who ran some of the pregame video stuff that you saw, and is also down on the sidelines collecting some highlights that you'll see on our weekly news broadcast later in the week. So Tulsa leads 34-21. Trying to go 1-0 in sectional play and 3-0 on the season. So Autumn, if you're Coach Maynard, do you do anything different in this second half, or you just keep doing what you're doing and hope that those shots start falling?
Really, what they're doing is working out good. They just can't get the points on the board. It's probably best for them to stay in the press, because I think that's where Van is struggling a lot.
Absolutely. Rebels start with the basketball. Meadows gets it over to Muncie. Muncie in the Rob Cantrell, back out to Muncie, back over to Meadows, over to Tyler Johnson. Johnson back out to Meadows. Meadows hesitated and walked with the basketball, turnover Tulsa. So Coach Maynard elects not to go with the same starting five that he started the ball game with. Starts the second half with traditional starters, including Jesse Muncie, who started on the bench this game for senior night. The Bulldogs on the drive. Booth, nice backdoor cut and pass, but Austin Sammons is there, and he's a little late and draws the foul. Sean Booth will go to the line for the Bulldogs, trying to cut into this Tulsa lead. First shot is up and no good. Second shot on the way, and that one's good. Cuts the Tulsa lead to 12. Muncie up the floor quickly to Johnson. Johnson nearly loses the ball, gets it over to Muncie, who goes inside on the attack, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on the Bulldogs.
It looks like they're trying to transition a little bit more now.
Absolutely, wanting to get out and run a little bit. That has been the trademark of Tulsa basketball, especially under Coach Todd Maynard. Muncie triggers it into Johnson, who takes a quick three, no good. Gets the rebound, back out to Johnson, inside to Sammons. Sammons goes up, his shot's batted around, no good. Johnson, rebound again, a lot of contact, no foul. Meadows attacks, Meadows gets in the lane and kicks out to Rob Cantrell for an 18-footer that's good. Seven minutes to go in the third. Tulsa 36, Van 22. Booth on the attack, goes to one leg, now on both knees, gets it out to Braden Rose. Rose gets it back to Booth. Booth working against Muncie. Can't shake free. Gets it back over to Rose. Rose to Blankenship. Nearly a steal by Muncie, but Booth gathers it up. He goes in a little out of control. Can't get free again. Back out to Rose. Ball being worked around the three-point line. Van taking their time, trying to get a good shot. Blankenship. Over to Rose. Rose gets it inside the Green. Green working against Salmons. Spin move, fade away, up and good, and that was nice.
That was
Little
pretty.
Tim Duncan-esque on the turnaround. And now Jesse Muncie will get over to Salmons. Salmons for 3, no good, and Meadows comes in and taps the ball out of bounds. Possession will go to the Bulldogs.
Back in for Van, number 25.
And Booth will walk it up the floor. Over to Green. Blankenship in the corner. Gets it to Chambers. Chambers over to Green. Green working against Salmons. He'll take him to the basket. A lot of contact, no foul called. Green shot won't fall. Gets his own rebound once, twice, and in the third time's a charm. Meadows up to Muncie. Muncie will take a quick 3. That's too strong. And off the back of the backboard, out of bounds. Tulsa leads by 10, 36-26 with 5:07 here to go in the third. And right now, if you are Tug Valley at home watching this one, as Green banks in a 3 and cuts the lead to 7, you're thinking probably come out in the zone against the Rebels because they have not handled this Van zone very well tonight. Muncie for 3. He answers, hangs the net in the process. And it's a 10-point game again. Booth comes back down. He shoots one that's way off the mark. And Tulsa will get possession up 39-29 with 4:31 to go in the ball game. Or into the third, my fault. Meadows up the floor for the Rebels. Over to Johnson. Into Cantrell. Back to Johnson, back to Meadows for a 3. That's up and that's good. And that's back-to-back 3s for the Rebels. And if they can hit a couple more of those, they can pull Van out of that zone and force the Bulldogs into a man defense. Booth works it up the floor for the Bulldogs. He gets it over to Rowe. Gets it to Green. Green digs in. No good on his shot. Off his knee. Meadows with the rebound. Gets it on the outlet pass to Johnson. Johnson's layup goes up and good. Van brings the ball up the floor. Tulsa 44-29. 3:26 to go in the third. Blankenship working against Meadows. Meadows reaches around, taps it away. Rebels are on the break. Gavin Meadows, little jelly on that roll, but can't get it to fall. Kicks it out to Johnson for a 3. That's no good. And an over the back call is going to be called on Cantrell.
Foul number 13, Rob Cantrell of Tulsa. His first, team second.
So Tulsa still leads, 44-29, 3:08 to go in the third. Van slowing things down again on offense. Booth over to Rowe. Pass tries to get the Green, batted away. Meadows with another steal. Jesse Muncie's all by himself. Finger roll layup is good, and Van wants a timeout. So Tulsa has now extended this lead to 17 in a hurry, Autumn, and it seems like the Rebels have finally settled in and started using their defense to lead to some offense.
Their shots have finally fallen in now, too.
Absolutely. Have gotten a couple three-pointers to fall this quarter and are looking a lot better here in the last 5 minutes or so. After the game, we will briefly cut the live and go to a live press conference in our media room with Coach Maynard and 2 players of his choice to talk about tonight's game and the upcoming Tug Valley game. Booth bringing it up for the Bulldogs. Booth against Meadows. Meadows, good defense on Booth. Staying in front, playing with his feet. Johnson comes with the help D. He gets a steal, and he's on a break by himself. Lays it up and good. And now the Rebels are up 8-19. Again, Tolsia defense leading the offense. Chambers gets it to Blankenship. Blankenship over to Green. Green thinks about a 3, takes the 3. That's too hard, no good. Rebound by Cantrell. Cantrell gets it to Muncie, who's off on the run. Rebels do not have the numbers, so Muncie will pull it back out. Over to Sammons in the corner, gets it down. Nice feed to Cantrell, who gathers and scores. Tolsia up 50-29 now. Green works the ball back to the top of the key. He thinks about driving against Sammons and gets it over to Booth. Booth drives, gets in the middle of the lane, turns around, nobody there, gets it to Chambers. Chambers can't get free of Muncie. Booth will take a 3, in and out, no good. Johnson on the rebound, Rebels off on the run again. Nobody stops ball, so Johnson will get it deep into territory before Muncie backs it back out looking for a better shot. Meadows drives to Johnson. That short is off bad, and Muncie couldn't get the save inbound, so it'll be Van basketball with 1:14 to go in the third. Tolsia leads 50-29.
Back in the Bulldogs, number 12, Braden Rowe.
Van brings it up slow. Booth on Cantrell. Screen by Rowe. Leads to a switch. Johnson now on Booth. Booth decides to take Johnson. Cantrell bats his pass out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Bulldogs. Green gets it into an open row in the corner who shoots a high arcing 3. That's no good, and that's going to lead to a Tolsia run out. Meadows, he's going to take it himself, lays it in for the basket. 52-29. Tolsia has really opened this one up here in the last 5 minutes of the third quarter. Van having a whole lot of trouble with the Tolsia man-to-man defense. Meadows. Muncie on a trap. And we're going to get a 5-second call, Tolsia basketball. And you don't see those a whole lot anymore, Autumn Block. The game has changed so much, it's so fast-paced, but Tolsia defense forces a 5-second call anyway.
Those really only come in when you're in big trouble.
Meadows going to slow it down. Rebels going to play for the last shot of the quarter. To Johnson, back to Meadows, to Muncie, back to Meadows, to Johnson. Johnson thought about the 3, gets it into Sammons for a much better shot and a lay-in, and that's how you're going to end your third quarter with Tolsia on a huge run to take a 54-29 lead into the final period. So, Autumn, what was different about that third quarter from the Tolsia Rebels than what we saw from them in the first half?
Really, it looks like their defense just came to life. They're getting steals, they're playing fast. That's something they didn't want to happen.
And a lot of people think, when you talk about offensive-minded teams, that, if you put up a lot of points, it must mean that you play great offense and usually don't play a lot of defense. But tonight, it's really been the Tolsia defense that has kind of spurred their offense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The last 8 of their points has probably been off layups.
So here we are into the fourth quarter of senior night. Early in the season, Tolsia still has a lot of basketball to play, but due to COVID and not knowing how things will shake out with cancellations and whatnot as the season goes along. Coach Maynard wanted to go ahead and get senior night out of the way here tonight against the Bulldogs. And, you know, these 6 seniors have really meant a lot to this Tulsa program. And I think that they're in for a really special season as long as they can stay focused. Next week is a tough week. You got Tug Valley coming up and then Man immediately after that. 2 big section games. Bulldogs working inside to Green. Green goes up, no good. Rebound, comes away with it, Johnson. Johnson threw a nice hard pass. Couldn't get it in the lane there. Off a Bulldog leg. And then we have a foul against Muncie.
Brady Green kind of fell back down through there. It took him a little bit to get back up off the court.
And the referees will take a timeout here to wipe up that spot where Green took a spill. He does look like he is fine now, though, as he will trigger the inbounds for the Bulldogs. 7:42 to go in the ballgame.
Kind of has a little bit of limp to him over there.
Booth brings it up the court. Van trying to get a shot. Chambers back over to Booth. Booth drives. Nothing there. Back out to Chambers. Muncie takes it away from Chambers. Nope. Chambers gathers it back. Almost a steal. Booth drives. Tyler Johnson, great defense. Out to Chambers, and Chambers pump faked and got around Muncie, but walked in the process. Tulsa basketball. Tulsa gets it in to Meadows. Meadows taking his time over to Muncie. Muncie back out to Meadows. Gavin drives, kicks out to Muncie for a wide open 3, splash. And Tulsa is up 27 now, 28 now. Never been good at math. 6:55 to play. Chambers against Muncie, drives into the lane, floater up and good. And that's the first Bulldog basket in quite a while. And Tulsa's immediately back on the attack as Rob Cantrell drives in, can't get it to go, and then has his rebound stolen away by Booth. Booth drives against Sammons. Nice move, but he walks. And that's one where you could have called probably 3 or 4 different things. You could have called the walk like they did. You could have called an offensive foul, or you could have called a defensive foul. There was a lot of different things that went on in that play. Ref decided on the walk. Tulsa basketball as they lead 57-31 with 6:24 to go. Cantrell into Sammons in the corner. Into Brumfield. Brumfield shot up, too hard, no good. And Van will take it back up the floor. Nice drive by Booth and a finish, and he lets Johnson know about it. I'm not sure I'll be clapping a whole lot. He hasn't had too many of those moments where he's got by Johnson.
This would be moments where our student section would be on the scoreboard.
Shot too hard again for Brumfield. And Chambers will bring it up for the Bulldogs. He'll take a quick 3, doesn't hit anything. That'll go out of bounds. Tulsa basketball. Johnson brings the ball up for the Rebels. Johnson trying to get it into Brumfield. They do finally. Brumfield up. That shot is in, and Trey Brumfield has his first field goal of the season. Made a foul shot earlier, now he's got a field goal. Ball knocked away by Austin Salmons. And honestly, you like to see, you know, on senior night, a senior like Trey Brumfield, who's been with this program 4 years. He's a hard worker, doesn't get a whole lot of playing time because of having Austin Salmons in front of him. But, you know, he's always there, always with a smile at practice, always works hard. So it's good to see him get in the game and get some shots up and have a chance to be successful. Meadows rebounds a Van miss. Meadows gets it into Brumfield. Brumfield will shoot it again. That's too hard. Steal by Johnson. Johnson lays it up and good. Van brings the ball up the floor. Works it around into Green. Green's layup won't go, but he gets his own rebound. Can't get the second look to go either. He'll take it out. He'll shoot the three. And that looked good. It just couldn't get it to fall. So Green has a few good looks and just couldn't get him to go down. Salmons. Over to Meadows for three. In and out, no good. Rebound Booth. Van on the drive. Shot batted away, or pass batted away by Meadows. Meadows takes it in for another lay-in, and Tolsia is now back up by 30. .341 to go in the ball game. Tulsa leads 63-33. And the referees call a walk there. Be a turnover for the Bulldogs as tight defense was applied to the Van ball handler.
Number 13, Ryan Cantrell. And number 12,
Tulsa's going to take this time to make some substitutions and get some other guys in the ball game. Johnson brings it up the floor for the Rebels. 3:25 to play. Over to Lovins. Back to Johnson, back to Levi Watts. He'll shoot a three. That's no good. Booth has a shot blocked by Watts. Run out to Salmons. Salmons lays. Oh! Salmons went for the dunk. Couldn't quite get it to fall, and if he would have made that, the roof would have came off this place. I'm going to be honest, that surprised me, Autumn. I haven't seen Austin do that this year.
Me either. I haven't saw anybody really try to do that this year.
number 11, senior, Austin.
And now Austin will get subbed out here on senior night.
Checking in number 1, Stephen Ward.
Austin had enough air to get the dunk. It just a little too strong. Didn't realize he had those kind of bunnies.
I remember Meet the Rebels last year. They had a dunking contest, and Austin was, I think, the only one able to do it. But I think his knee won't allow him to do it much.
He looked plenty explosive enough there. Couldn't get it to go, though. And it'll be Van basketball. Van brings it up the floor. Booth trying to get free. Green gets by Trey Brumfield and gets it in for an easy layup. That was a nice take by Green. And Levi Watts will get it over to Anthony Lovins. Back out to Watts, over to Johnson. Back to Watts, Watts over to Lovins. Lovins will shoot the three. No good, too hard. And Van will get the rebound as the clock winds down, close to 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Tulsa leads 63-35. Green working against Brumfield again, can't get it to go, but Booth gets a rebound and the putback. And Johnson will bring it up for the Rebels. He'll shoot a quick three, and that doesn't hit anything except for the other side of the backboard. And Van will bring it up for Tulsa. For the Bulldogs. Booth drives on the attack and will draw a foul. 1:36 to play. 63-37.
That's the line for the Bulldogs. Shooting 2 shots, Taylor Booth. Timeout Tulsa. Leaving the floor on senior night, number 20, Tyler Johnson.
More substitutions for the Rebels. Colton Austin checks in for Tyler Johnson here on senior night. And Booth will go to the line for Tulsa, or for Van. And that free throw is up and good to complete the three-point play for the Bulldogs. David Dingus and Eli Blackburn check in for the Rebels as Trey Brumfield and Levi Watts go off the floor together. .136 remaining. Colton Austin will take the point for the Rebels. Eli Blackburn wastes no time, shoots a three, can't get it to go. Booth bringing it up for the Bulldogs. And Blackburn will foul.
Foul's number 34 of Tulsa, Eli Blackburn. His first, team fifth.
Chambers will trigger the inbounds for the Bulldogs. Booth working against Ward. And Ward will get called for the foul as Booth got by him on the first step. Tulsa's next foul will put the Bulldogs in the bonus for the final 119 of the contest. Chambers working against Blackburn. He's going to drive, can't get free, and we're going to have an offensive foul called. Little bit ticky-tack on that one. I think he probably could have let that contact go. Nevertheless, it's a Van turnover.
Checking in for Van, number 33. Jack McCarty, and number 3, Peyton Holly.
Tulsa gets it into Colton Austin. Over to Blackburn, back to Austin, back to Blackburn, but Austin takes the walk. And that'll be a Tulsa rebound, or a Tulsa turnover. Minute and 3 seconds remaining in this one. Van working it around, tries to get his shot, and instead throws it away. Tulsa basketball with 50 seconds to go. And if the Rebels choose, they can just run out the rest of this clock and get out of here with a 63-38 win. Instead, Lovins will take a quick three and drain it. And he's got a good looking stroke. Makes that one from deep downtown for his first field goal of the night. 22 seconds to go. Van, another turnover as Lovins gets the steal. 18 seconds to play. And this time the Rebels will just run it out and end this one 66-38 to move to 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in their section. And the crowd is giving a round of applause to the Tulsa Rebels, especially those 6 seniors here on senior night. And hats off to the Van Bulldogs. It's not been a very good season for them, starting off rough, but they came in here and they played with a lot of heart, and you have to take your hats off to this team. Again, this was a team that beat Tulsa last year, lost a lot off that team last year, rebuilding a little bit, and you know, again, they just came in here and played with a lot of heart on them, and we take our hats off to them for that. So now the Rebels will have a couple of days rest before taking on rival Tug Valley and Autumn Block. What do you think this place will look like on Tuesday night?
I don't know how many fans they're letting come, but I feel like people are going to find a way to sneak in if they can't get in the game.
Whether you are able to come or not, you can watch that Tug Valley game right here on Glenn Hayes Entertainment Live. Once again, I'm Justin Prince. Autumn Block has joined me here. Alyssa Ransbottom has ran the camera, and Caleb Walker handled the sideline stuff for us tonight. We thank you for being here. We thank you for watching. We hope everybody stays safe out there. Good night, and join us in a few minutes for the post-game press conference.